8% of the people in this country have been affected by COVID-19. 33% have been affected by obesity. Think about it. Hey, I'm Dr. Darrell Ellis. Welcome back to my channel, Getting Understanding with Dr. Darrell Ellis. We're going to make a big switch today. For several months now, actually over a year now, we've been talking about COVID-19. We're going to talk back about some of the things that I think are important in terms of just overall health and wellness, beginning with the biggest epidemic in this country, and that's obesity. We're going to start this discussion today. We're going to talk about the three main causes of obesity, and then we'll go further, start talking about how to address those causes, how to address what we need to do to try and reverse those causes so that we can become healthier versions of ourselves. Let's start with number one, genetics. You cannot in any way or in any shape or form control the genes that you're born with. Those come from your parents. So there's nothing you can do to change your genetic makeup. But it's good to have an understanding of how genetics affect your weight, or potentially can affect your weight, I should say. Number one, genetics can affect the amount of fat that is stored in your body. And that's something that you can't help. When you're born, particularly if you're born into a family that has got a lot of obese people, your risk of being obese is much greater than someone who's born in a family of predominantly slim people. Not only does it affect the amount of fat that's stored, but it also affects how that fat is distributed. You can see groups of families where they have a lot of distribution of fat in their abdomen, sometimes distribution of fat in their buttocks, in their legs. They can be proportioned in a certain way that is very characteristic of the other family members that they have. It also can affect how food is converted into calories by your body. That's a genetic mediated mechanism. It can affect your appetite, whether you're excessively hungry, or in some cases, whether you're not excessively hungry. And also can affect how calories are burned with exercise. I see people in the practice all the time who come in and say, I'm trying to do the right things, I'm exercising regularly, and I just can't lose weight. Well, a lot of that may be affected by the genetics that you've been born with. You may not be able to change those genetics, but there are strategies and approaches to be able to overcome that genetic predisposition so that you can still gain a very healthy height-weight balance. The second main cause of obesity is lifestyle. Lifestyle can be broken down based upon a very simple formula when it comes to weight and obesity, and that is calories in minus calories out equal whether or not you gain weight, whether or not you stay weight neutral, or whether or not you lose weight. So what do we mean by lifestyle? Well, number one is your diet. In this country, particularly in this country where there's such a high incidence of obesity, a lot of it is linked to the fact that we have a very unhealthy diet in general in this country. We have a lot of processed foods, we have a lot of high fat containing foods, a lot of sugary foods that lead to excess caloric intake. You're eating more calories than your body identifies you as needing to become full. So if you're eating, say, a plate full of food and it's very rich in fat and rich in sugar, the caloric intake of that plate of food is going to be significantly greater than the same size plate of food that is filled with fresh vegetables and fresh fruits and small portions of lean meat. So you may eat the same quantity of food, but the number of calories that you take in the unhealthy diet is significantly greater. Number two, we have empty calories in our diet in the forms of liquid calories. We take a lot of sweet drinks in, whether it's a lot of fruit juices, whether it's a lot of sugar-containing sodas, whether it's sweet tea. Particularly here in the southeastern United States, sweet tea is like a national drink, and it's just full of sugar and empty calories. You can drink your full daily requirement of calories just by what you drink during the day and not even recognize it as you've basically drunk 3 meals during the course of the day without even sitting down to eat anything. And then lastly, number 3, inactivity. Inactivity, or a lack of active exercise, takes that second portion of that formula out. If you're not active, you're not burning calories. And if you're not burning calories, even if you take in a healthy diet, the amount of calories in is going to exceed the amount of calories out, and you're going to be on a weight gain cycle. So keep those things in mind. Your diet, the amount of liquid calories you take in, and then the amount of exercise that you do to try and burn those calories during the course of an average day. And my third and final point and main cause of obesity is associated with certain diseases and medications. Certain diseases that you may be born with can have obesity as a part of their clinical presentation. One that comes to mind would be like Cushing's disease. Cushing's disease is caused by an excess secretion of cortisol from your adrenal glands, and one of the symptoms is excessive, particularly abdominal weight gain. Other medical problems that can lead to obesity would be arthritis. If you've got a lot of arthritis, particularly in your lower extremity and back, it's painful to move. And as a result, your activity level goes down, shifting that equation to calories in. If you're not able to move and not able to exercise, then the amount of calories you can burn goes down significantly. And then finally, there are certain medications that can lead to obesity, and this is, in some cases, a little known fact. Antidepressant medications, anti-seizure medications, certain diabetic medications, many antipsychotic medications, steroids, and beta blockers all have associated with them weight gain. So if you're on any of these class of medications and you're struggling with your weight, talk to your physician about possible alternatives. This is our outline when it comes to how we're going to approach obesity. There's much more to come. In the meantime, be sure that you hit like, subscribe, and click that notification button so that as we roll out more videos, you'll be informed and you can get all the information that we have for you. God bless you. We'll see you in the next video.